Bucks and Lions. Josh Freeman of Tampa led the Bucks to a 10-6 season a year ago, almost made the playoffs. Matthew Stafford, he could stay healthy.
Boy.
We might be able to see what Stafford can bring. Aqib Talib there on the pick. It takes it 28 yards the other way, Prime.
Dave, you know a boy can ball when he's going through a lot of problems in the offseason, but he's still on the team? That means he can flat out ball, Coach.
Yeah, boy, right there, man.
And he can ball, and he's getting himself together. I like that kid.
Yeah, he looks like it.
10-6 in the second quarter. All right, Matthew Stafford had a really nice preseason for whatever that's worth, but came out firing to Calvin Johnson there, 36 yards.
Got a feeling we're going to see a lot from those two, aren't we, Mike?
Yes.
A whole lot, Coach. A whole lot. Calvin Johnson is a
If
beast.
Stafford can stay healthy, we will.
And how about Stafford rolling to his right to the tight end, Tony Scheffler. Scheffler's even got a little deal going on here.
That's a sword.
What is that?
Lions
That's
on
Chichi
top,
Rodriguez.
20-13.
Go get it.
Look at this.
Johnson.
You can't teach that, Mike.
Megatron.
You cannot teach it. Come on, Stafford. Don't start that yet.
Get up and get it. He's 6'5". He jumps out of the gym.
That's what we call vertical separation, and he gave him an opportunity.
Stafford, 305 yards, a couple of TDs, passer rating of over $118. Freeman left the game with an injury, came
Look
back.
at that, man.
This guy's tough to bring down,
He
big
is,
boy.
and he had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks last year, and here he goes again.
Picks up a first down there. 4th and 3 right now, and it's Freeman. Watch Mike Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
Second-year player. Just lets his body just die right there and gets both feet down.
The focus on this football is incredible. After I make the catch, watch this. Look at my feet.
That's incredible.
That right there.
Young player.
Young man been to Alvin
What a
Haley.
play.
You know anything about that, friend?
Absolutely.
Dan School.
Bucks with the onside kick. They failed to recover, so here come the Lions. Jerome Harrison, though, on a 3rd and 6, stopped for a 2-yard loss, and there was a flag on the play, and Jim Schwartz is about to go nuts.
You should.
Because Gosder Cherilus, check out the top of your screen right here, comes in and hits Geno Hayes. Play's over. Bam! And so this stops the clock.
Oh, it's not very smart.
Clock would have ticked down about another 30, 40 seconds. Instead, it gives Freeman an opportunity to make a play like that to Ernest Graham.
Yeah.
So here we go. 8 seconds left in the game. It's Freeman to Graham.
Fort Myers.
And he pitches it
Pitch it!
to Donald Penn.
That's an ugly play right there.
Penn know what to do with it.
Penn, get rid of the ball.
Big fella.
The band is on the field, friend.
That's right. It's by Stanford Cardinal.
Go the other way.
You were there.
I wasn't there then. I was watching.
Go the
I was a
other
young
way.
pup. They're going the wrong way. Finally, Aaron Berry recovers it in the Lions. That's 5 in a row if you go back to last season.
Chiefs at the Lions. Matt Castle in Kansas City blown out last week against Buffalo. Matthew Stafford got a road win against Tampa Bay. First quarter, tempers flaring early on in the game. Bottom of the screen, you can see Titus Young and Brandon Flowers getting into a shoving match. Flowers' jersey nearly ripped off. The helmets come flying up. These guys are going at it. Flowers, maybe Titus Young was jealous of the new contract he just signed. Anyway, Stafford gets back to work, and he throws a touchdown pass to Megatron. Calvin Johnson picking up where he left off last week. He had 2 touchdowns in week 1, already with 1 in this one. And Jamal Charles would just respond, breaks it to the left. He gets a nice gain of 24, goes out of bounds. A 1st and 10 at the Lions' 24-yard line with his team down 7-0. And then Charles goes this time to the right for a 3-yard gain. But you can see he slips, runs into the Lions mascot. He is rolling around on the ground, clearly hurt, grabbing at his left leg. Scary moment as he slipped on the marker on the field, goes down instantly. And you know he's having some problems, had to be carted off the field. They listed his return as questionable. He did not come back. 2 carries in the game for Jamal Charles for 27 yards. So that just meant things got even easier for the Lions. Tony Scheffler with the touchdown from Matthew Stafford, a 36-yard touchdown catch. 14-3, Detroit goes up, and the route was on from there, as the Chiefs just could not connect offensively the entire game. Just a rough day for Matt Castle. Ball is tipped, intercepted by Chris Houston, and he returns it 26 yards. Nothing going right for Kansas City. This time, Matt Castle, his pass down the field intended for Jeremy Urban. It is picked off by Amari Spivey, so that turnover would lead to a Lions field goal. They go up 20-3. It was just all Detroit in this one, mowing through Kansas City. Matthew Stafford, and he finds Nate Burleson, turns on his man, goes up the field, still on his feet, takes it past midfield, almost down to the 40, gain of 27, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 42. Nate Burleson had a big game, 7 catches, 93 yards. Matthew Stafford this time finds Javid Best, his running back, playing in the slot, takes it all the way down inside the 10, and Best, a 35-yard pickup, makes it 1st and goal at the 6. So same possession, 4 plays later. This time it's a 4th and goal. They decide to go for it after Calvin Johnson dropped the pass before. This time he catches it, his 2nd straight 2-touchdown game. He's got 4 TDs to open up the season. Lions up 27-3. Matt Castle trying to make something happen again, brought down by Kyle Vanden Bosch, and he loses the ball. Detroit is there once again. It was just a blowout for the Lions, up 27-3. They recovered, and just major problems for Kansas City. On to the 4th, Matthew Stafford once again. The dump off to Javid Best. He gets into the end zone. A 9-yard score. Lions go up 34-3, and they would go on for a monster victory, 48-3.
All right, to stand in the NFC North, the Lions taking on Donovan McNabb and the Vikings. McNabb trying to avoid an 0-3 start. Adrian Peterson, the burst.
Yeah, he breaks into the open now. He's strong and he's fast and he's as good as there is.
43 yards, but the Lions were able to keep Peterson for under 100 yards for the first time in Peterson's career when he's played the Lions at home.
Hold on to that thought there, friend.
Starts out for a 6-yard touchdown there. Vikings on top, 13-0. This is what we've seen the Vikings do.
All year they start fast.
Stafford now.
Rhinestone.
By Jared Allen.
That Rhinestone Cowboy, he comes to play week in and week out.
Stafford was sacked 5 times in this game.
Come on,
Came into
Donovan.
this game without being sacked once.
I still believe in
He
you.
finds
Big
Asante
Nav.
Shenko in the end zone to take the big lead at halftime by 20.
We've seen it with this team all year long. 17-7 over the Chargers. They were up 17-0 on the Bucks.
And
Up
then-
breaks your back.
20-0 here, and now it's Stafford to Johnson, 20-7.
And then the Tron came alive and said, enough of this mess. Let me put a stop to it.
Lions coming right back on a 1st and 5. Stafford, they set up the screen beautifully to Javid Best.
They do this instead of run the ball at times. The screen game has been very good to him. Here's the sprinter from Salesian High School down to the 3-yard line.
All right, 4th quarter now, same drive, and it is Stafford to Calvin Johnson. Get used to those 2 names because this is going to be a touchdown combination for years to come.
What is this safety thinking?
How do you lose
How
this
do you
man?
lose track of this 6'5", 240-pound man?
All right.
That's what Jared Allen is saying.
20-17,
In his own
4th and 1 here,
words, right.
4th and 1 here for the Vikings. And Peterson wants to go for it instead of kicking a field goal.
Now,
All right.
He's saying, give me the
Give
ball.
me the ball.
Now,
Give me the ball.
Now, sometimes
They're giving it to Toby Gerhardt.
you can't outsmart yourself right here. I don't care what you got. Give the ball to the best player on the field.
All right, next Vikings possession here. Lions are up 23-20. McNabb to Kyle Rudolph, 20 yards. McNabb threw for 211 yards on the day and a touchdown. Ryan Longwell from 49 away. It's
Nice.
good. So we're headed to overtime.
Who gets the ball
Lions,
first?
they won the toss.
Yeah, and here we go.
And
Just
it's-
pop it up.
Stafford to Johnson.
That's football right there, folks. That's football.
That's one-on-one, and that's them taking advantage of the coverage.
And what did Matthew Stafford do, Tom? He says, my job is to give you an opportunity to make a play. Calvin Johnson says, I will make that play. That's what you saw.
And here's one of the great kickers in the history of the National Football League, Jason Hansen.
43 yards away. The game winner. The Lions are 3-0. They win it 26-23. Steve Seifert now with the Lions quarterback.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford. Trying to get the Lions to 4-0 for the first time since 1980. And Tony Romo with the Kevlar vest underneath the shoulder pads and the ribs. It's Des Bryant right there. 25 yards for the Early Cowboys 7-0 lead.
What a great combo these two are, because this kid goes up and get the ball no matter where it is.
And he does it again, Coach.
Yeah, he does. Here's a back shoulder throw. One-on-one coverage. There's another touchdown for Des Bryant.
Cowboys on top 14-0. They led 20-3 at the break. Third quarter, Prime rolling along. This time to Jason Witten.
Play action. He's using all his receivers. Everyone's contributing. They are on a roll right now.
Cowboys on top 27-3, but remember, Detroit came back down 20 a week ago. Romo picked off by Bobby Carpenter, the former Cowboy. His first career interception, Michael.
Yeah, Bobby Carpenter got his old team, but Tony Romo looked like he stared down the receiver. Phillips was coming open. Wow, what a good play by Bobby Carpenter.
How sweet did that feel for Carpenter torching his old team? 27-10, next Cowboys possession. Romo picked off by Chris Houston.
Yeah, yes, Houston was victimized earlier in this game, Coach. But this is the way you atone. Cover 2 had safety up over top, read it well, and guess what he did with sugar on the top?
You like that, Prime?
I don't like it. I love it.
Is he going to make prime time?
Jason Garrett
Automatically.
trying to settle down his quarterback. So Cowboys coming right back, and Romo looking for Des Bryant, who, by the way, is playing with that bum quad. Great catch. But Jim Schwartz, he didn't think it was a catch. Wanted a challenge. And that's Des Bryant actually talking to Jim Schwartz right there. So Schwartz challenges. And Jerry Jones open. All right, looks like he got both feet down, but he's kind of juggling the football right there.
There's one. There's no. He's out of bounds. Wins the challenge.
And who's Jim Schwartz talking to,
they're
Coach?
talking.
He said, how about that?
How about those Cowboys?
All right, so 2 plays later on a 3rd and 3, Romo incomplete, but he was annihilated by Ndamukong Suh.
This guy can push the pile now. He'll drive everybody backwards into the quarterback. Here it is. Bam! Hits him in the face, and he goes down. Whoa, that's a big man, and he doesn't like this garbage can.
But I like this. I love when the big fellas get upset.
Intensity.
You're going to get the 15-yard penalty anytime you go to a quarterback's face mask like that. Stafford
Look at the time.
lays it up for Calvin Johnson in triple coverage.
He said to me this week that if he sees single or double or triple, he's going to throw it to this guy up high where a 6'5" receiver can go make a play, and there he goes again.
He's playing basketball on the football field, and he's unstoppable.
Well, Rob Ryan, earlier in the week said that his receivers, Miles Austin and Des Bryant, better than Calvin Johnson. Here's Stafford and Brandon Pettigrew. Pettigrew had some running room, but he got some help.
2nd and 16 right there. You got to be sure to make that tackle. What a job by Pettigrew, getting loose and making yards.
You didn't even have to block him on that. It's not like Terrence Newman wanted to make that tackle on a 260-pound tight end.
Yeah, and Nate Burleson called for the illegal block. Jason Hampton at a 51-yarder, 30-27. Romo off his back foot, picked off by Stephen Tullett. 3 interceptions in his last 11 pass attempts.
There were open spaces over the top for Jason Witten, but the ball was underthrown because he didn't set his feet.
So here come the Lions on a 3rd and 3. Just lay it out there. And Pettigrew, it's incomplete, but he was draped by Frank Walker.
Look at this defense, man. You got it inside out. One guy on one side, one guy on the other, and they still didn't make that play.
1st and goal. Rob Ryan can't believe the turnaround.
Pop it up.
Stafford to Johnson.
What do you got at one-on-one, friend? You can't play that far inside. Get over top, make him throw a back shoulder fade or something like that. That was simply too easy.
Johnson's 2nd TD of the day. And Romo now with one last chance, but he is dropped by Willie Young. So the Lions, they were down 27-3. They come back, they win it 34-30. Jim Schwartz's club undefeated at 4-0.
As we show you the highlights here, your Detroit Calvin Johnson-led Lions. Look at Ford Field. Place was crazy. Last time they had a Monday night game, 10 years ago at the Silverdome. Barry Sanders in the house for this one as well. Here you come for Matthew Stafford and the Lions. Guys, the story early in this game, the penalties. This game was almost unwatchable early. I mean, every time you looked up, there was another flag. This is a false start. Kellen Davis had 3 in the first quarter. 3rd and 13 now. Jay Cutler incomplete to Matt Forte. Willie Young, illegal hands to the face there. So that's 5 yards and a Bears first down. Next play after Ndamukong Suh jumped offside. Cutler incomplete to Matt Forte. It's roughing the passer. on Willie Young. So that's 15. Bears and Lions, 10 penalties, 69 yards in the first quarter alone.
You have any football highlights?
Here's football.
Okay.
All right, 4th and 1. Bears didn't get it. They get stuffed on 3rd down. They get stuffed on 4th down. Marion Barber right into Ndamukong Suh. Lovie Smith would challenge this inexplicably. Clearly, Barber didn't get it. He would lose the challenge if he had a timeout until the break. 2nd quarter, 3rd and 8. Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson. He didn't get 2 touchdowns. Would you settle, though, for 1 and 73 yards? Guys, break this down, please.
Very simple. If you're not going to put your hand on Calvin Johnson and give him a free release, your safety's in trouble.
And it was a classic cover 2. And cover 2, you've got to reroute the receiver. Otherwise, now it turns into a one-on-one route against the safety.
And that is the
And you see the backside safety, Merriweather? That's not his play. He just came over there to try and help. It's Chris
Where else
Harrison's
would the
play.
ball be going? And you're going to give him a free release off the line?
He had to come running over there, but no chance.
NFL record 9th touchdown through 5 games for Calvin Johnson. Matt Forte's pretty good at football, though. 23-yard run there. This is 2 drives later. Bears first out of the Lions, 23. And then at the 2-minute warning, Jay Cutler again running for his life.
Yeah, but look at that strike he threw while he was running.
Devin Hester, 11 yards and a Bears first down. Next play, Jay Cutler again under pressure. Kellen Davis, corner of the end zone. Cutler 4 for 5 for 53 yards on that drive. Bears take a lead 10-7, but the Lions get it back right before the half. 37-6 left. They're on their own 43. Stafford picked off. It's DJ Moore.
Finally, you cover Calvin Johnson, make him throw it somewhere else.
Look at that, looked like a little man under, didn't it?
Yeah,
running
right
at the
underneath
hip,
it.
right underneath.
10-7 at the half. 3rd quarter, Lions first possession. Tony Scheffler for 12. Brian Urlacher gets called for a personal foul there. Next play, Brandon Pettigrew gets loose in the seam. His first touchdown of the season. It's 14
Don't they look so
to
comfortable
10.
going over the middle of the field
Totally.
nowadays?
And when Pettigrew came out of college, was known more as a blocker than a receiver. Let's rewrite that script.
This was the backbreaker. Next time the Lions got the ball, job at best, 88 yards to make it 21-10.
Did anybody touch him?
No.
You got to be kidding me. Chicago Bears? Oh, my goodness.
Trying to get it figured out.
Yeah, it's your A-gap is what he's telling me.
Urlacher and Lance Briggs on the sideline. 4th quarter. Cutler again running for his life. Gets Matt Forte for 12 yards. Bears first out of the Lions, 38. That was Lawrence Jackson with the pressure. 3rd and 6 now, 3 plays later. Sam Hurd for 2 yards. He's short of the first down. Bears take the field goal, cut it to 21-13. Now Lions ball. Their first play. Job at best again. And then look at Peanut Tillman at the horse collar. That gives them an extra 15. First down Lions at the Bears 22. Career night for Job at best.
Is he loose again?
Yeah. Actually broke a couple of tackles.
Broke one from
finished the
Julius
run.
Peppers.
At the end, little stiff arm.
Picks up 15 there. Lions out a field goal. Lions win 24-13 over the Chicago Bears. A Monday night test for the Lions, everybody. And they passed the test.
Lions 5-0 for the first time since 1956. Matt Stafford has 2 touchdown passes or more in 7 straight games. Alex Smith came into the game 3rd in the league in passer rating, but this time he gets the ball stripped from behind. Kyle Vandenbosch got a great jump off the snap, pulls the ball right out of Alex Smith's hands, led to a Jason Hanson field goal and a 3-0 lead for the Lions. First quarter, midfield, Matthew Stafford with the dump off across the middle. Calvin Johnson reaches for the first down. And so that was a pickup of 11, his 300th career catch for Calvin Johnson. 4 plays later, looking end zone, Brandon Pettigrew is there. Did he come down with it? Are they going to allow it? He caught the touchdown, but the ball came out at the end of the play. Patrick Willis with a hand inside of his arms in between them. They finally knocked the ball loose, but not after he maintained possession, going to the ground, so the touchdown pass counts 10-0. How about the give up the middle to Frank Gore on the ensuing possession? Could he break into the end zone? Brought down at the 1-yard line, a gain of 47, a huge play for Frank Gore. He would punch it in. 49ers only down 10-7. And then they would get Matthew Stafford in the end zone. Would they count that as a safety? You bet. Alvin Smith with the nice play. 49ers only down 10-9. Then they give it to Gore on a 2nd and 13. He breaks loose, this time trying to hit the sidelines. He is going to be caught from behind, but he picks up 55 yards this time, even more than the last run. Led to an Akers field goal, and the Niners are up 15-13 late third quarter. There, Alex Smith intended for Michael Crabtree. He is picked off by Amari Spivey, who returns it 30 yards, nearly to midfield. So 2 turnovers in the game for Alex Smith. Fourth quarter, Lions down 15-13. Matthew Stafford, end zone. Nate Burleson hopping in the back of the end zone with the nice grab. They would review it because it was ruled an incompletion. So Jim Schwartz, of course, challenges the call, and they would end up. What would happen? Well, let's look back to week 1 last year. Calvin Johnson in the end zone. They ruled this pass incomplete because he did not have control of the ball when he went to the ground. That cost the Lions the game. This time around, would they give him the catch? Did he have possession? Did he maintain it? He got both feet down. Let's hear the explanation.
The receiver had control of the ball, 2 feet down, and enough time to collect the football. Therefore, this touchdown.
So they rule it a touchdown. Lions attempt a 2-pointer, but they could not convert. Detroit up in this one, 19-15, late fourth quarter. San Francisco going for the touchdown. They get it. Delaney Walker with the 6-yard grab, and that was on a 4th and goal at the 6. A huge play for the 49ers. But was his knee down before he crossed the goal line? No, he broke it ahead of time. As the booth reviewed the score, it counts. Niners up 22-19, just under 2 minutes to play. Matthew Stafford on a 4th and 5, incomplete for Nate Burleson, and the Niners hang on for the big-time victory on the road, 25-19.
All right, good one today. Lions and Falcons, a little trash talk.
Before the game.
Before the game.
Swinging on people, the teammates swinging on people. What's going on in Detroit,
Tied
Mike?
at 3 early. Stephon Logan hit by Akeem Dent. Loses the rock right there. And a great recovery by Jason Snelling.
Because it's a boo-boo.
It's a boo-boo. That's the only reason we short on special teams.
Falcons don't have Julio Jones, so they're going back to what they did last year really well, running the football. Matt Ryan punches it in, 10-3. Jim Schwartz not happy. Still 10-3. Matthew Stafford looking for Titus Young. They got crossed up, Michael, here as Stafford throws deep and Young stops.
Yeah. Bad read right here by one of these guys. Oh, wow. This is what you cannot have.
Get a rookie from Boise State there. He thought he was going to fade it, and he hitched it up.
Led to a Jason Anson, a field goal at 10-6. All right, Ryan here to Tony Gonzalez. 30 yards here, and that is Gonzalez's 1,102nd to catch. Tying Marvin Harrison for second most, and right there
it is.
That's the one to get him second to all time.
Can you imagine that? That's unbelievable. The kid from Cal. Well done, Tony.
Had
wonderful pro goal.
Had one more in the game, so he's at 1,104 behind only Jerry Rice.
What a grab!
Roddy White with the fingertips right there.
Oh, this is one of the best grabs of the year right here.
Back into the ball.
They took another look at it. All touchdowns are reviewed. Falcons on top 17-6. All right, third quarter, 7-6. And Matt Ryan goes down with a quick
Nasty guy.
It looked like his ankle, but it was his knee, probably both. Take a look right here.
We'll watch Will
Look here,
Svitek.
man.
He
Turn
stepped
your
on
head,
Lions. Left ankle right there. If you're right, Coach, it looked like it was the ankle.
He is
got
one
it checked out.
tough
Ended
customer.
up being the knee. So on the Falcons' next possession, here's
Well,
Ryan
we're gonna
comes
ask Brent.
back
I know
out.
what he got in the locker room.
3rd and 8 here.
Got a pep talk.
As he comes back out, it's Harry Douglas.
I like the call. He gets back in there. Go back in the pocket and shoot it in there on a 4 route.
Finding him another young receiver, too. And
Vitek says,
Like, I'm sorry, man.
sorry,
Don't
man.
cut- don't get me
It's all
released,
good.
man.
That says
Don't
it's
let him
all
cut
good.
me.
All right, it led to a Matt Bryant field goal here. Stafford now trying. Can he bring the Lions back to Calvin Johnson? Megatron.
This is not the big
Beast.
fade route where it's a jump ball. No, it catches a slant, and he breaks tackles because he's big and strong, and he dunks it over the goalpost.
10th touchdown of the season. Lions cut the lead to 20-16. 23-16 now, fourth quarter, 4th and 5. It is Stafford to Brandon Pettigrew. 7 yards in the first down. Tack on 15 yards for personal foul on Kelvin Hayden. So now it's 4th and 10, and Stafford's flushed. Some throw against his body. Pettigrew cannot make the catch.
Tough part here, it's not so much the incomplete, but the hit that he takes. Matthew Stafford gets up limping. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Well, guys, this was just the first time in his young career that he's been able to start 7 straight games.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the situation is later this week. Jacquizz Rodgers ices it for the Falcons on a 3rd and 4, picks up the first down, running hard.
Tough run. He went back to the basics.
But it's time for the handshake, of course.
Careful.
Also, Lions and Broncos, Tebowing, taking the nation by storm. Everybody doing it. Skydivers pregame.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And there it is. There's the man. He's Tebowing.
We've been calling that thing Queen forever.
And Tebow and Eric Decker, touchdown! But Decker didn't get both feet down.
Man, missed him last week, but that's a throw right there.
All right, so the pass is incomplete.
Get it down. Come on,
I'd like
Dad.
to have that one back.
Oh, that's
Come
no
on,
bet.
give it to him.
That's on deck.
Led to a 39-yard field goal by Matt Prater.
Oh, come on, Dad. You got to drag that shit.
And then that was about all for the Broncos. Stafford to Titus Young. How does he get so wide open behind the defense?
Blown coverage. You have cover 2. The safety just allowed him to run right by him. Cornerback safety breakdown. There you go. There you go.
And everybody is trying to hang around Tony Scheffler. And Young is there, 41 yards away, 7-3. Titus Young bold going up there. All right, Tebow now sacked by Stephen Tulloch.
One word you can use.
And like we said, Tebowing taking a nation by storm.
It's hard to make a play from the pocket now.
These guys are crazy.
Protection's caving in on you.
Tebow sacked 7 times. Stafford and Tony Scheffler,
Who
remember
wants it more?
the former Bronco,
That was funny.
pulls it down.
That was funny.
Give it up to yourself, Mike.
Great focus and concentration.
All right, 3 plays later here on the 3rd and goal. You know Scheffler wants to get in here,
Not like
burn his
Scheffler.
former team.
Nice.
Josh
Wide open.
McDaniels discarding Scheffler. Cutler and Marshall, all the guys he let go.
Tebow.
How about
Thought about Tebow, but a mile high salute right there.
Why they
3rd
gonna do
quarter,
the man like this?
Tim Tebow back to pass. Cliff Averill gets to him.
Jeez.
And Averill scoops it up. Primetime nominee, 24 yards. Lions on top 31-3.
John Elway would have had trouble throwing from that pocket today.
And this is clearly a fumble, right, Prime?
Yeah, it's clearly a fumble.
That's that
Great
wind
pass
up there
rush,
talking about.
trifecta. Sack, strip, recovery, and touchdown.
Next
Free play.
to the Lions possession here at Stafford, free play. Up top, Megatron.
Yeah, good wherewithal by Matthew Stafford. He knew he had an offside penalty already. Throw it up, what the heck, to the guy. 11th touchdown on the season.
Stafford, 3 touchdown passes, 38-3. 4th quarter here. Broncos trying to get in. Tebow, though, throws it behind Decker. And Chris Houston is 100 yards.
Tell me that
Tim
ball got
Tebow in the
tipped. That
first
ball looked like it got
3 quarters. 7-21,
Houston is putting
36
the bid
net
in for the
passing
Pro
yards.
Bowl,
He was
by the
sacked
way,
5
guys.
times. Lions take the Broncos to the woodshed. Lions and Bears, Jay Cutler. I love the orange unis.
You do?
I like it. I like them. Big fan of them. All right, Matthew Stafford here comes into this game with the fewest giveaways. 5 for the season for the Detroit Lions.
great.
Tried to get the
Julius
ball to
Peppers
Megatron.
says, give me that right there, and Urlacher there.
Peppers.
Urlacher and that
Watch the
defense have been playing.
athleticism, though. Look at this guy.
That
This
is
is
a
a
big
former
man.
basketball player at the University of North Carolina.
Lions'
Mobile
second
and
lost
agile.
fumble of the season, and Calvin Johnson's first lost fumble since 09. Matt Forte.
Pay this
his way into the
man.
end zone.
Please pay this man.
He leads the league in yards from scrimmage. He can do it all.
Pepper says, attaboy. All right, next Lions possession here, and it's Stafford and Nate Burleson. Burleson trying to pick up more yards. Tim Jennings with the nice
This is
move.
what the Bears have
in
been-
That's what the
recovery.
Bears defense does.
Yeah, it's
all the
since
time.
Lovie Smith's been there. They
Yep.
swat it out, they get it, they intercept it, they cause fumbles, and they return.
And they're never anywhere but around the football.
Led to a
Brian.
Robbie Gold field goal. Devin
talked to
Hester
him.
back to field the punt, Prime.
If you know what I know, you don't want to punt with this. You know why?
Why?
This guy is fast, he's strong, He has vision, and he's the best kick returner of all time. And guess what? He's my favorite.
Enjoy the conversation I had with him. It was incredible time.
He still hasn't passed you yet, Brian.
He win next game.
His 12th career punt return for a touchdown. He has 18 returns for a touchdown. One shy of Deion's mark, all-time at 19. Matthew Stafford picked off by Major Wright in the Lions' first possession of the third quarter.
What is? That's a bad dance.
Even coach said it was a bad dance.
7-6. Lions get it back. Stafford picked off by Charles Tillman. 44
That's
yards.
a bad throw. I know a bad throw.
Okay, well, it's starting to snowball away from him here.
Stafford's second pick six of the game, 34-6. Fourth quarter, 37-6. Stafford looking for Rashid Davis. It just wasn't working.
He only averaged one pick every 15 throws.
He only has one guy to really throw the football to, and that's Calvin Johnson.
You just don't want to throw the ball 63 times in a game against the Bears.
Stafford, 4 interceptions
on
the day.
Let me see this 10, 20.
Watch Matthew Stafford pulls his head off.
Now, quarterback should be fine, right?
Matthew Stafford's a tough
he gets
guy.
rushed.
He started that.
He get rushed.
You know what? We're going to find out. Bears win it 37-13. Ron Urlacher's club has won 4 in a row.
Panthers have won the last 4 meetings between these teams. Matthew Stafford playing with a glove on his throwing hand because of his broken finger. Cam Newton and the Panthers have lost their last 11 road games, though Cam wasn't there for all of them. The rookie quarterback gets off to a nice start for the Panthers on the road, completing a touchdown pass to Steve Smith. Smith's 5th touchdown of the season. They're up 10-0. But Detroit is able to get a touchdown, and then after that, Kealoha Polaris is returning this kickoff. He beats the kicker, and he is able to take it to the house for the touchdown. 101 yards for Polaris. The first kickoff return for a touchdown by the Panthers since 2003. UFL great Rod Smart, he hate me, was the last one to do it. And then Cam increases the Panthers' lead with a touchdown run. Carolina up 24-7 on Detroit on the road. So they go into halftime up 27-14. Third quarter, Lions down 27-14. And then Stafford throws to Nate Burleson, who gets into the end zone. A 16-yard score cuts the lead to 27-21. Burleson's second touchdown of the season. Their next possession, down by 6. 9th play of the drive. In the end zone, Stafford connects with Tony Scheffler. And all of a sudden, they've got the lead. After being down big in this one, Detroit has come back to take the lead. 14 unanswered points. Late third quarter, Cam Newton picked off by DeAndre Levy, skying for the interception. He gets up and is able to return it a few yards. That was Cam's second interception of the game. A big-time play for the Detroit defense as Ndamukong Suh hit Cam as he was throwing, caused the high throw, and Levy was able to get it. Fourth quarter, Lions up by a point. They go with the inside handoff to Kevin Smith. He gets into the end zone from 4 yards away. Smith with a huge game for them. 16 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, also had 61 receiving yards and a touchdown. But Cam said no, this game is not over. Keeps it himself, goes for the 6-yard score, his second rushing touchdown on the day. So they're down by 2. They're going for the 2-point conversion to try and tie it. Cam Newton goes on the slant pattern to Steve Smith, and that is good. That ties the game at 35. So after blowing the big lead, the Panthers have tied it up. Under 5 minutes to go. Matthew Stafford looking to lead his team to victory and throws it downfield to Calvin Johnson, who goes up in the air for the reception, a gain of 30 yards in between defenders. He finished with 5 catches, 89 yards. 6 plays later, Stafford looking end zone, and he gets the touchdown. That is Brandon Pettigrew with the 7-yard score, and all of a sudden Detroit is now leading in the game by 7, 42-35. Not all over for Carolina, still have a chance to come back, but the ball is tipped. Stephen Tulloch tips it. Chris Harris with the interception for Detroit, and that would ice the game for them. Newton finished with 4 picks in the game, and the Lions outscore him 35-8 in the second half.
Take a look at the highlight. Game 1. 3 games here on Thanksgiving Day. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers looking to stay unbeaten. Matthew Stafford and the Lions looking to beat the Packers for the first time this season. Second quarter, we are still scoreless. Kevin Smith injured his lower leg, getting checked down on the sideline, would be carted off with a high ankle sprain and did not return. 5:40 left. Here's that pick you were talking about, one of the picks. Tipped in the air, intercepted by Clay Matthews.
Yeah, and these are the kind of plays, because your defense is playing lights out, and it's just unfortunate. There's no rhyme or reason why that happened.
Rodgers now to the end zone looking for Greg Jennings, broken up. The Lions' Brandon McDonald flagged for defensive pass interference. Jim Schwartz livid with the call.
Yeah, but the reality is great play by Jennings working his way back into the wide receiver.
That's too easy.
Or the defensive back, yes.
Aaron Rodgers, Greg Jennings, 3-yard touchdown, extra point made it 7-0. Into the third quarter, Green Bay's first possession of the second half, 6th play of the drive. Rodgers to Jennings. He does the rest for 19 yards down to the Detroit 7.
And a lot of what you're seeing here is there strikes down the field, but there's also yak by the wide receivers.
All right, a lot of action on this play. Incomplete, Rodgers to Driver, but Ndamukong Suh would be ejected for unnecessary roughness on the play. We take another look, and you'll see exactly why he was invited to leave the game.
I'm going to get in a lot of trouble, as I always do when I try to explain situations. The first part is I can see why Ndamukong was as livid as he was, and frankly, he just lost it. If we get a replay of that, I'll kind of walk through it again. But at the same time, you've got to keep your composure. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it here momentarily. Next Lions drive. Stafford picked off this time by Rob Francois.
And that one is on Matthew Stafford. When you look at the interceptions today, that's the one I can definitely attribute to him. But still, you can't give this guy more shots at it. And James Jones, who has really not been a part of the game plan in the last few weeks, but he finds his way in for a 65-yard touchdown. That's why I say the Green Bay Packers, far and away, have the most superior skill to any team in the National Football League.
Packers leading 21-0 at that point. Fourth quarter now, it's 24-zip. Stafford to Calvin Johnson to the Packers' 16-yard line.
And the reason now they're getting yardage is because the defense has to change because they've got a big lead and it's close to the end of the game.
7th play of the drive, Keelan Williams, 16-yard Lions score. The Lions finally score and would convert the 2-point conversion. It's 24-8.
I heard Marshall Faulk just got a phone call from Martin Mayhew to be a running back, so it's just been that bad. But James Jones, you see here, another big reception. He had a huge day.
Working that back shoulder fade better than any quarterback in the league. 3 plays later, it's Rodgers to the rookie Randall Cobb, finds his way for a first down.
And the key here is that they are just beating down the clock. That's all the Green Bay Packers are doing, and setting themselves up for a field goal that puts them ahead, and that will take care of it pretty much.
And Mason Crosby, 32 yards out. Green Bay on top, 27-8. They go on to win 27-15. Aaron Rodgers didn't like his performance last week. Well, he was 299 last week with a pick. He goes 307 yards this week, 2 touchdowns, and back to the no interception type performance that we've become used to.
And he might just say, it was all right.
First game without Ndamukong Suh and Drew Brees and the Saints coming off that dominating Monday night performance when they racked up 577 total yards. That's Nick Fairley trying to fill Ndamukong Suh's shoes. And Fairley getting in the backfield gets Mark Ingram. That's Auburn all over Alabama right there.
There's the rookie.
Like that. That's what you wanted to see them start. My most play inspired guy from this morning.
You inspired him, Mike.
3-0 Saints on top, and
look at him go. He's only had 6 tackles in 6 games, and he shows up today.
He jumped out. Kurt Warner hit me on the text saying, boy, Fairley, he's playing inspired.
But Fairley had to leave the game after aggravating that foot injury that they kept him out earlier in the season. Mark Ingram here.
Yeah, he really played inspired.
This guy's a Heisman Trophy winner, but he's part of the rotation out of the backfield.
What is that? I don't know, but that's
10-0. And if Aaron Rodgers weren't having the kind of season he's having, this guy would have MVP written all over him. Drew Brees to Robert Meacham.
Safety leaving the corner yards to dry. You had 3 defenders jump on the crossing route and leave the post wide open. I know it was a great play action, but the tight end is causing so much.
Jimmy Graham.
Is so much attention. The safety left the middle of the field wide open.
And no pressure up the middle. No Suh, no Fairley. And Brees steps into his pass here. And now here's Jimmy Graham.
There's your guy.
And 10 yards there, 105 left in the first half. And it's Brees That's arguably the top off-season acquisition.
Oh, right there.
Shetland pony. That's that Shetland pony.
And there's the reason the Chargers are having the problems they are.
22 yards, 22 seconds left. Brees, the pump fake to Moore.
Oh, he looks off the safety and gives himself a lot of room against two deep zone over the top of that linebacker.
That's a nice throw right there.
Saints
Tight
on top
spot.
24-7. Patrick Robinson blocked to Jason Hanson. Punt. Third quarter now. And it's Maurice Morris in for the injured. Kevin Smith takes up the middle for a 4-yard gain. There's a penalty, though. Titus Young called for unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, right in front of the
there.
official. You know? Come on, Titus.
Your best player just got suspended for 2 games, and you do something stupid like that.
Dominic Raiola getting in Young's grill. Next line's possession. Stafford looking for Megatron, who's got everyone beat. Throws a little short.
Underthrown. Throw it out there, Matthew.
Malcolm Jenkins knocks it away, but Jabari Greer called for illegal contact. The Lions are in business. First down. A couple of plays later on a 2nd and 7.
Referee too.
It is Stafford looking for Tony Scheffler. 36 yards.
Stafford looked good today throwing the ball too, Coach.
Yeah, he looks confident, and of course that finger must not be bothering him as much.
Right, Stafford now on a 1st and goal to Morse.
Nice study.
Morris does a nice job leaning in. So Lions down just 24-17. They go 9 plays, 92 yards, and 5:54.
Yeah.
Schwartz
Got
loves it.
Momentum is wearing Honolulu blue.
All right, 24-17 here. Stafford throwing deep to Nate Burleson.
Oh, come on, Nate. I know you didn't get many of these this season, but you got to hold your balance. They're big play, nice throw.
47 yards, 3rd and 12. Stafford looking to Calvin Johnson, but it's broken up by Raymond Humber.
You got to get the knees of the defensive lineman. You got to get their hands down so we can throw the screen. Come on, offensive lineman.
Hanson missed a 55-yarder and gave the Saints great field position. Jimmy Graham, 16 yards to the 36. 2nd and 7 now. It is Brees to Graham for another 13-yard gain. He's just such a big target.
He's a big target. He's the leading tight end in the National Football League in receptions.
Best
he is
tight
Mr.
end
Steady.
in the National
Bodies him
Football
up
League.
well.
And now it's Brees, dumps it off to Sproles.
That's Shetland pony.
That's
No,
too
watch
easy.
him hit it, Mooch. Watch him hit it.
He's hitting it.
Rolling.
Saints on top 31-17. Lions trying to stay in it. Stafford incomplete to Brandon Pettigrew.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
cannot
gee.
have these penalties.
Oh, don't hit the
This
official.
team has the personality of their coach.
Oh, come on. Look at this. Come on, man. You can't push the route.
Pettigrew called for unnecessary roughness. The Lions imploding here. Stafford now is going to be sacked for a 15-yard loss, but there's a penalty on the play for a late hit.
Playing a little bit too much and too long after the whistle, guys.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Cameron Jordan called for roughing the passer, so it's a first down
Like, we don't need that.
for the Lions. 3rd and 2 now. Stafford looking for Megatron. Malcolm Jenkins knocks the ball loose. It is incomplete. And so 4th and 2 here with the 3:08 left.
Yeah.
Stafford rolling out, but Tracy Porter is there.
He
This
read
is
that
what the
route.
Saints did a couple years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. They had
Creating
all
turnovers.
those turnovers.
Yep.
And they haven't been able to get as many turnovers as this year. They're starting to pick it up, though. Saints improved to 9-3.
Tight game in the NFC North. The Vikings at the Lions. Jim Schwartz emphasizing discipline this week. Christian Ponder suiting up and starting besides that, or in spite of that hip injury, looking for. Well, he's not looking for that. Sacked by Cliff Averill.
Turnovers were the theme of the day.
Yep.
The Vikings turned it over 6 times today. Christian Ponder with that fumble and 3 picks to follow.
That was the Vikings' first play of the game. Ponder's pass now
And
intended
there's
for
one.
Roma Shadu, picked off by Alfonso Smith.
He is very hot and cold.
Yes, he is.
Christian
Very true.
Ponder can absolutely throw it sometimes. Other times you don't know what he's doing with it.
Titus Young, the rookie out of Boise State, in stride and into the end zone.
That's spinning it right there.
Keep that ball tucked away. I'm just saying, very close to that ball being knocked out as he crossed the goal line.
Stafford, it's a Brandon Pettigrew 17-yard gain with a nice little leap.
Call that the LeGarrette Blunt move.
Is that the LeGarrette Blunt
Yeah.
guy?
Wow.
He's got a patent on
Wow,
it.
he does, yes.
so.
You know what? I think he gets $40 every time someone does that.
And he'd score moments later, and it was 21-0 Detroit, second quarter.
That's going back. Again, you just can't make that throw. That throw's got to be towards the sideline.
Well, you got to know what throws you can make.
Yeah.
Physically. Like just,
when you know that they're going to be sitting on routes as well against a rookie quarterback.
How'd you like it?
I didn't like
Jackson?
that.
I thought you felt that. I was
Worked
watching
for me.
you
I was
there.
waiting for someone to respond. It was 28-7. Ponder, Percy Harvin, 6-yard
that's
score.
a good
Vikings
throw.
cut the lead to 28-14.
How about, once again, Percy Harvin with a day. 40 yards rushing, 69 yards receiving.
31-14 at the half. Ponder looking for
faking
Percy
that?
Harvin again. Picked off by Eric Wright.
Rolling right, throwing left. Come on.
This is the NFL.
I thought it was the Harvard of the South where he came from. You can't do that.
Well, he's from Cairo, Georgia, too, which is south of that. Yeah.
Ooh. Ponder taken off his feet by Steven Tulloch, and Jim Schwartz fired up. Ponder was not hurt on the play, but Leslie Frazier decides to put in Joe Webb. Ponder just 11 out of 21, 3 interceptions.
Joe Webb puts on a little show. Let me tell you. They had no answer for this. They didn't expect this. And see ya.
65-yard Joe Webb scrambling
Doesn't look
touchdown.
like he's moving real fast, does it? But he's got the long strides.
And he runs like a 4.3.
He's eating up yards.
Yeah.
Gunther Cunningham's defense.
Say it to his face, Joe. Say it to his face.
31-21. Here comes Joe Webb again to Toby Gerhardt. 2-yard score.
You know why that works, Paul? Because they run the football
game.
effectively.
34-28, now under 8 minutes to play. The Vikings right back in this one. Next Detroit possession, 3rd down and 2. Stafford to Titus Young for only 1, and it's 4th down.
It's a nice throw, though.
It is, maybe an even better catch.
It was.
The Lions punt with 3:42 left in the game. Next Vikings possession, 17th play of the drive.
17th play of the drive, led by Joe Webb.
I'm exhausted watching it.
Joe Webb keeping it himself down to the 2-yard line.
Clock play.
Going to spike the ball, but Cliff Averill jumps off sides. The penalty puts the ball on the Lions' 1 with 9 seconds left.
And you stop the clock. What are you doing? You give the offense a chance to regroup and make a decision on what they want to do with the football.
Kyle said, man, you're stupid.
9 seconds left.
I said that. I'm just kidding.
Joe Webb sacked by DeAndre Levy, fumbled, finally recovered by Averill at the Lions 42.
It just can't end.
Well, that's what happens when you're 2-10.
It just
moments
can't
like this
end
occur.
like that.
But the Lions very lucky to escape with a win, and they're very lucky that this was not called a face mask in the process. Because that's another undisciplined play by a Lions defender.
Well, the coach said there's going to be a zero tolerance.
We'll see.
Yeah.
There would be zero tolerance had they lost this game.
The Lions hang on to win 34-28, improved to 8-5. Joe Webb 12 out of 13. Also rushed for over 100 yards, but not enough. Vikings fall to 2-11.
Yeah, not a good year for them, but the Detroit Lions stay alive. They've also got to get to 10 wins if they have their sights set on a wild card spot, which they do.
Lions in the Bay Area to take on the Oakland Raiders. And Ndamukong Suh back from a 2-game suspension. And Carson Palmer finds himself in the Oakland Raiders, a game behind Tim Tebow in the AFC West. Bush tosses it off to Lewis Murphy.
Good block.
And Murphy gets him from 12 yards away, so the Raiders on top 7-0.
Oh, Raiders over there like they don't let Tebow. I'm going to let that go.
Lions come right back.
up.
Matthew Stafford deep downfield to Calvin Johnson.
Man,
51 yards.
Beast mode.
One
right
guy you have to deal with and concern yourself with, and they can't cover him.
Stafford, 16th straight game with a touchdown, 3rd longest streak in the NFL. Johnson and company enjoying it. Carson Palmer to Darius Haywood-Bay. What kind of tackle was that right there?
Man, I don't know. It was a missed tackle, but let's give Darius Haywood-Bay some credit. This kid here, he talked to him and says, I've really been working on my game. Put up a big day.
155 yards in that touchdown. 20-17, Lions down. Stafford sacked by Tommy Kelly. Aaron Curry picks it up.
Got to take that ball right there, Matthew Stafford.
That's when the youthfulness show up in the Detroit Lions. Things like that can't happen. Is that Faisal Kahima?
That's
You
right.
remember that, huh? You remember 05.
That's right. All right, the 4th and 2 here, and it's Matthew Stafford, 5 yards in the first down. So here come the Detroit Lions, and now on a 1st and goal, 10th play of this ensuing drive. It's Stafford to Titus Young.
Back shoulder fade. It is so hard to defend that route. It's unbelievable.
I was confused on this. Titus Young's such a small guy. I'd rather make the guy throw the ball over the head when I got the sideline as my partner.
More Calvin Johnson. He had 10 touchdowns in the first 8 games, but just 2 over the last 6. And then he makes a great grab there, Prime. And he drags his feet down.
Great corner route. Safety scared to death, so you had to respect it.
133 left.
You'll see
how does he get so open, Brian?
Oh, man, that's wonderful.
This was a good route. Safeties are afraid, and the safety settled just a bit. And you can't expect the middle linebacker to carry that seam that deep.
48 yards, and now 43 seconds left. Stafford to Johnson on the back of the end zone for the 6-yard touchdown.
Look, there was confusion back there by the Raiders, and, man, give credit to the guys for spotting it up and making them pay.
Raiders can't believe what's going on. 28-27. Carson Palmer now to Kevin Boss, 21 yards. Palmer at 367 yards. 8 seconds left, 3rd and 13. Carson to TJ. So here comes Sebastian Janikowski on to try a 65-yarder.
65-yarder.
But Sue was there to bust it up. Lions win at 28-27. First team in NFL history with 4 13-plus point comeback wins in one season. They are 9-5.
Holy Bobby Ross, Batman. It's the Lions and the Chargers, with the Lions having a chance to gain the playoffs for the first time since Bobby Ross was their coach in the 99 season. And Phillip Rivers trying to save Norv Turner's job with a run to the playoffs. And, Dominic Raiola and Antoine Barnes getting into it in the top tunnel.
How you going to let somebody grab you in the tunnel?
First quarter.
Come on.
First snap of the game from scrimmage. Stafford up top to Calvin Johnson, 46 yards.
He's double team. Just throw it to him anyway. That guy goes up and makes plays.
You got safeties and corners that don't know how to judge the football.
7 plays later, Stafford to Pettigrew score. Touchdown, 7-0 Honolulu Blue.
Nice arm by Stafford, zipping that ball right in there.
Second quarter, Lions up 10-0 at midfield. 7th play of this drive, Stafford to Tony Scheffler. Wide open.
Coach, when he really stands in there, comes forward, because a lot of time he throws off his back foot. His arm is so strong.
3 plays later, 3rd and 19, Stafford to Nate Burleson. Every down and distance is convertible on this drive.
3rd and 19.
Where's Stafford from?
He's from Georgia. And he's from Highland Park High School in Dallas, Texas.
He's from the Metroplex.
Next play, Stafford to Kevin Smith, 3-yard touchdown, 17-0.
He's from the rich part of Dallas.
He looks very
Next
good.
possession, Phillip Rivers is getting hydrated as Stafford finds Calvin Johnson for the score, 24.
How can you leave Calvin Johnson
too easy?
Well, Norv needs a win to stay alive in the playoffs here, and it's 24-0.
All right, let's go Chargers.
Let's see what happens. Rivers, 3rd and 7. Tolbert looking for him. Rivers getting testy. And Dominican Sue lighting the fire a little bit. Look at that. All right, Hawkins not going to allow that. He's got some guns. He's got triceps.
I love Phillip Rivers.
He's the dog.
They're getting chippy in Detroit.
Dominican Sue walked away
He
now.
started it.
Phillip Rivers to Malcolm Floyd gets the Chargers on the board. Maybe this game is just a microcosm of the Chargers season. Dig a big hole, come on out, everything's hunky-dory.
You don't dig a canyon.
Microcosm this. Stafford to Johnson, who had 102 yards and a touchdown. 7 plays later, Kevin Smith running the ball very well.
But he's giving Detroit something they really need.
6-yard touchdown, and what they needed right there, and they got that. Fourth quarter, 31-10 Rivers, 4th and 5. Gates picks it up, the Michigan State guy, right?
That's a man right there.
Well, he's from Michigan. You bet. He's a hometown kid right there.
Right, obviously. Yep. He's from Kent. Went to Kent. 587th.
Oh, that's a great athletic play, like Michael said earlier.
Cliff Averill clinches it with an easy pick 6, and that's just a sort of if you will, a microcosm of Phillip Rivers' season. Matthew Stafford is going to be a playoff quarterback for the first time. Jim Schwartz getting the Gatorade douse as he is taking the Lions back to the playoffs.
Packers at 15-1. They have home field advantage locked up throughout the playoffs. So Aaron Rodgers just clowning around on the sidelines, not playing. Matt Flynn getting the start. Then their first drive of the game, Flynn, he was sacked and lost the football. And Detroit is able to jump on it and recover. Nice field position for Detroit in the first minute of the game. So 4 plays later, it's a 2nd and goal. Matt Stafford out of the shotgun-looking end zone for Titus Young for the 8-yard score. And on Lambeau Field, it's the Lions on top, and Titus Young looking for the lead. Fans won't let him do it. 7-0 Detroit, and then the score 10-9 Green Bay. Stafford end zone, another touchdown. That to Calvin Johnson, a 13-yarder. Johnson, with 16 receiving touchdowns on the season, sets a franchise record. Detroit up 16-10. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. The dump off goes to Ryan Grant. He hits the sideline and he is gone. It's a foot race to the end zone. Can Ryan Grant get there? And he does. An 80-yarder, the longest play of his career. A receiving touchdown for Ryan Grant. Green Bay goes up 17-16, but Stafford and the Lions, 2 possessions later, come in right back. Stafford, end zone for Titus Young. Looks like he got both feet down, but no, it was ruled incomplete. Take another look at this one. Left foot is down, then the right toe touches. The referee said he did not have it. Jim Schwartz angry because he had no challenges, so they would have to settle for a field goal and go up 19-17. And the ensuing Green Bay drive right after that. Down 19-17, under 4 minutes to go in the half. Flynn bombs one, left sideline. Jordy Nelson leaping for the catch, going up high. A 36-yarder. Ignore the flag because Jordy Nelson goes in for the Lambeau leap. 24-19, Green Bay leading at halftime. On to the third quarter, a 2nd and 7 for the Packers. Play action fake. Flynn, pocket collapsing. He goes down the field to Jordy Nelson once again. Nelson takes it into the end zone. A 58-yard touchdown catch for Jordy Nelson. Packers go up 31-26. Late third quarter, Stafford, Lions coming right back. Another touchdown pass, this one to Kevin Smith, a 5-yarder. Detroit went for 2 and got it. So they went up by a field goal, 34-31. On to the fourth quarter. Packers ball, 3rd and 8. Flynn throws over the middle. That to Donald Driver, and Driver breaks it free to the end zone for the touchdown. A 35-yard score. This one going back and forth, a high-scoring affair at Lambeau Field. Under 4 minutes to go. Looking to bring his team back. Matthew Stafford hits Tony Scheffler over the middle for a gain of 26. Then 3 plays later, they had it. 2nd and goal. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. Stafford, shotgun, end zone again. Scheffler with the touchdown, a 12-yarder. He went right back to Tony Scheffler. And Matthew Stafford, 520 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. He is pumped up on the sidelines as Detroit takes the lead 41-38. But hang on a second. Matt Flynn and the Packers were not done on a 3rd and 4. Flynn, perfect pass to James Jones, complete, a gain of 40. Then 2 plays later, 2nd and goal, a minute 13 left in the game. Flynn with a touchdown pass to Jermichael Finley, and with that, his 6th touchdown pass of the game. Matt Flynn became the franchise leader for most touchdown passes in a game for the Packers. More than Brett Favre, more than Aaron Rodgers. Packers get the win.
Wild card Saturday, Lions in the playoffs for the first time since 1999. Great job by Jim Schwartz and Martin Mayhew, Prime, your former teammate at Florida State.
He played the other corner.
And Sean Payton and the Saints.
Come back, Brett.
Brett Favre in the house as well. National championship game being played Monday featuring LSU. Matthew Stafford hits Calvin Johnson for 22 yards and a Lions first down. Great opening drive here for Stafford and the Lions. He finds Titus Young 15 yards there on a 3rd and 7. Moving the chains. 3 plays later on a 1st and goal. And Philip, this is just how you draw it up when they scratch out the first 15. You like this game plan, huh?
I'm telling you, Stafford was, I don't even know if he missed that first drive. He spread it all around. That's the thing. He got Calvin Johnson, but he's got other guys, other weapons, and they came up big on that drive.
Hit Will Heller for the 10-yard touchdown. Drew Brees, though, coming right back. 23 yards to Devery Henderson. Remember, no Lance Moore out this game with a hamstring injury. 2nd and 2 now. It's Brees to Colston. Stephen Tulloch, though, comes up with a nice play. Fumbles. It's recovered by Justin Durant. So these are the kinds of turnovers that you need.
Not the character of this Saints team.
But the Lions didn't take advantage of it. And so they ended up punting the football. And on the next Saints possession, it is Brees to Pierre Thomas on the screen on a 3rd and 10.
We can expose a lot of credit, but this guy has been consistent.
And keep in mind, no Mark Ingram for the last quarter of the season with a foot injury. Thomas, more of that consistency,
nice.
Prime.
Great blocking
yards.
downfield. You can only break a run like that when you have good blocking by the receivers downfield.
And now on 3rd and 1 at the Lions' 2-yard line, it is Darren Sproles
That Shetland pony's nice.
For the 2-yard touchdown. And Philip, we don't have to tell you how special a player Darren Sproles is.
I'll tell you what, big-time player, and he usually hurts you more receiving. He had 10 carries for 51 yards tonight.
Game tied up at 7. Lions coming right back. Stafford to Calvin Johnson, 18 yards. The first down at the 31-yard line.
It's incredible how they consistently get him the ball.
And I like the fact that the game plan was, let's just come out and let's throw it. Stafford and Nate Burleson. Another pickup of 21 yards. 3 plays later, it's Stafford to Calvin Johnson for the touchdown.
Well, you know he's going to get it, but you still can't stop him.
Johnson gets both feet down. Stafford 6 for 8, 73 yards on that drive. Lions on top 14-7. Keep in mind, Calvin Johnson finished the regular season with 2 200-yard games in his last 3. Here, Breeze is hit by Willie Young, fumbles. It's recovered by Justin Durant. But the problem is the whistle blew before the recovery. So the Lions couldn't advance it. They could just take possession. That would have been a touchdown.
Would have been a touchdown. And at the end of the day, it's still another fumble, another turnover that they didn't get any points out of, but that should have been a touchdown there.
And now Breeze to Colston. 23 yards and a first down for the Saints. 1:43 left in the half on a 4th and 1 here. And Sean Payton's a gambler. Going for it. Chris Ivory picks up the first down. Saints are still in business. 21 seconds
push
left.
by the offensive line.
Saints are out of timeouts. And here it's Breeze to Colston. It's called a touchdown, plus Amari Spivey is called for unnecessary roughness because the hand to the helmet there. But they took a look at this because every scoring play is reviewed, and they saw that the ball did pop out. But still, the penalty, it stood. 16 seconds left now. Breeze can't find anybody. And so he backs up.
Catch the ball, half's over. Catch the ball for an interception, the half's over.
That's why he's
you get no points.
Looking for Jimmy Graham there. 8 seconds left. Breeze.
Catch the ball, interception, half's over. No points.
So John Casey came on out of a 24-yard field goal, 14-10. Saints down at the break. Third quarter.
And then it starts to...
At some point, the offense is going to just start to click, and they're not going to give you the opportunities. Here's Breeze to Robert Meacham, although he drops his pass right here, right in his hands.
Can't blame it on the lights, can't blame it on anything. You just flat out dropped that one in a game of this magnitude.
All right, I don't back up, we'll give it to somebody else.
Well, and Philip, you know it. You've got Floyd, you've got Jackson, and you've also got a big tight end there. Drew Brees got a ton of weapons as well.
I'm telling you, there he finds Devery Henderson right down the seam. Their hard run action. Anytime they hard run action, you see both backs there to help. These guys can really run up the field, and like we've mentioned, Drew's as accurate as anyone.
Primetime nominee right there. Saints go 78 yards in 4 plays. Bam, bam, just like that. Going forward here on a 4th and 1 at their own 38-yard line. How about that for guts?
Mooch, is that 5 points of pressure or 8 points of pressure?
Drew Brees up and over for the first down. 2nd and 3 now. It is Breeze to Colston. 40 yards on the line. Colston's out at the 3.
The secondary still in the shower cooling off right now.
And then 13th play of the drive, and Jason, this is what happens. Jimmy Graham's wide open. Defense, they can't get set.
A little bit of confusion defensively, and you just can't do that. And it's a great job by Drew Brees getting them lined up quick and throwing it out there. I mean, you can't have it. You just can't have it.
Just like that, Saints on top 24-14. You know Graham can get up to get down. Hooper in college at Miami. 24-14. Stafford coming right back. Triple coverage, no problem. Megatron can get it.
The best in the business. Arguably the best in the business.
And Philip, how about this catch by Calvin Johnson? The presence of mind to come back to get the football.
Great catch and great throw. You know, Stafford was under pressure. He had to throw it early. He threw it to where his guy could get it, and nobody else could.
3rd and goal. Chargers, is this in the Chargers playbook here, Philip, on 3rd and goal?
I've had a few to the pylon. I get ragged a long time about how long it takes me to get to that pylon. Great run there.
That one was called a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed. There you see the back knee and the ball. The back knee touches down the ground. At the same time, the ball hits the pylon, so the play stood. 24-21. Saints going forward again on 4th down. It is Darren Sproles.
You had to play defense, but you did account for Darren Sproles' running ability. Philip, probably the best offseason acquisition in the game.
Couple of plays later, all looking for Breeze and looking for Meach and Aaron Berry, though. Doesn't come up with the interception.
You gotta make that play. Separates the good from the great.
Right through Berry's arms. And now on a 3rd and 2.
Who's that guy?
Breeze to Sproles.
That's the Shetland pony.
And Philip, we talked about it, even though he's about 5'5", 5'6", so strong.
So strong. He was pound for pound, bar the strongest guy on our team, and just what a great player.
17-yard touchdown scamper for Sproles, and Jim Schwartz all over his defense here. Guys can't get your arms around that little guy. Saints on top 31-21. Stafford looking for Titus Young. At some point, this is going to happen too. Picked off by Jabari Greer. You keep taking shots, you eventually get behind, and that's when that Saints defense gets a little bit more opportunistic.
So they were still in the game here. It was only a 10-point game, and this is the difference. The Saints defensive backs made the plays, and Detroit, as we saw, has dropped 3 interceptions already.
And Drew Brees is not taking his foot off the gas.
Philip said earlier, he holds that safety in the middle of the field, pumped him down the seam, had a cover 2 call, wanted to keep that safety in the middle because he knew that he had the receiver running down the sideline wide open, not one-on-one. There he goes right there.
Saints owner Tom Benson loves it, and Robert Meacham, 56 yards later, he's in for the touchdown.
Could have did a moonwalk in the end zone.
Meacham had 4 catches, 111 yards. Lions down 17 at this point, and the clock is a serious issue. Stafford, it's Calvin Johnson.
When you see cornerbacks trying to hit the receiver low, you know he's the man.
Couple of plays later, Stafford and Nate Burleson. So at this point, Saints defense, they're definitely going to bend. Up 17 with just under 5 left. Stafford goes back to his favorite target, Calvin Johnson, led the NFL in receiving yards this year, 1,681. 12-yard touchdown. What a day for Johnson. 12 catches, 211 yards, and a couple of TDs. But on the onside kick, Jonathan Amaya there with the recovery, so the Saints take over. And Philip, Drew Brees is not taking his foot off the gas, is he?
Well, you know, you play Tampa 2, and he finds a way to beat you up the field, and so you go single safety, and he throws his guy open, and those guys go and make plays.
Gets Meacham again there, 41 yards. And Pierre Thomas with the final touchdown of the night for the Saints, 45-28. Brees throws for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the Saints, after losing a year ago in the wild card round to the Seattle Seahawks, 7-9, they make it academic in their first playoff matchup this year. Drew Brees throwing for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. Saints are moving on. They'll face the Niners.